It's an honor to have you here. If you want to start a journey of personal transformation together with Sadhguru, click on the link in the description of this video and learn more.
1?
Yes.
And what time is that?
Normally between 4 and 6 in the evening I
And
eat.
that's it?
That's it.
You don't get hungry?
See,
you
this
don't...
is not by rule, this is by need. You understand? See, it's like this. You have a car, unfortunately you have an electric car, you won't understand. But that also we can say. See, let's say yesterday you drove 500 kilometers. So you filled the tank twice with petrol. Or you charged it 3 times. How much does your car run?
Yeah, I think charge it once a week.
Then you're not driving it, it's parked.
Office and back.
If you drive like me, in one day I've sometimes filled the tank 4 times.
My God.
I empty the tank 4 times. Because I will drive means I'll drive non-stop 1,000 miles, I will drive in a day. So, yesterday we drove 500 miles or kilometers and we filled the tank twice. Today it is parked, I drove it only to the school. So twice a day we must fill the tank. Stupid or no? Activity and fuel are measured, isn't it? According to our activity we eat. This is not my way, Isha way, this is life's way. This is how every creature eats, except the pigs, which eat continuously. All other creatures are very measured, they will eat according to their activity.
So you're saying on a day when there's lots of activity, you eat more?
Of course we'll eat a little more.
And on the other days, it's 2 meals?
For me?
Generally. What's the prescribed
for
according to
everybody
Sadhguru?
it is 2 meals.
2 meals.
In the ashram it's 2 meals. But many of the brahmacharis and others slowly have shifted to 1 meal according to their age and activity, because lot of them are just sitting in the office and doing stuff. There are other construction teams, even if they eat 5 meals, they will digest, but they eat only 2 meals, but they eat more. Like that, and if they're out on the field, maybe in the afternoon they'll send some buttermilk or juice or something to them, because they're out on the field.
Yeah. You know, this is something that's going to gain a lot of curiosity, because everyone's talking about mindful eating right now. Everyone's talking of Ozempic right now.
See, whatever nonsense, all this doesn't need a fad, it just needs little awareness about what's happening with you. When your stomach is full, why do you eat? Compulsiveness, isn't it?
It's
See,
habit also,
It all
I think.
no, it's not that. Habits are formed out of compulsiveness. If you have a habit, there is no good habit, bad habit, all habits are bad because essentially you're doing things mechanically without being conscious. Once you surrender your ability to do things consciously, you have surrendered your humanity. Because that's the high point of being human. In our lives, see, we are not doing anything different from what all the other creatures are doing. You are born, donkey is also born. I'm sorry, monkey. No, because you're looking little like
I don't know, monkey is any better, Sadhguru.
because it's closer, I'm saying.
Okay, sure.
In evolution. So other creatures are also born like you. You grow up, they also grow up. You eat, they eat. You sleep, they sleep. You reproduce, they reproduce. You die, they die.
But they're not obsessed with how they look.
That's all no, they are also. Oh, you should see the birds are not showing off, you've not seen. So, essentially the only thing is, you are not doing anything different from what they are doing, only thing is you can do it consciously. They do it instinctively. This is the fundamental difference that sets you apart from other creatures. If you surrender that doing things consciously, you step back in evolution.
You know, just before we wrap this up, and I know I've taken a lot of your time today, Sadhguru, we started off the conversation with, you know, how you like to focus on individual growth, freedom and all of that. So I want to ask you, on all of the projects that you've worked on, whether it's Save Soil, Kaveri Calling, you've done also this mission of freeing Tamil Nadu temples. How do you pick these projects? What are passion projects for you?
No passion for me.
Is it environment driven? What is it?
It is driven by what's most needed right now.
What do you see right now is most needed?
The most basic thing that's always needed in any given society is self-transformation. Because if human beings, individual human beings don't transform and rise, there is no way you can raise a society or a nation to any great height. If you create great human beings, you have a great nation. If you create lousy human beings, you have a lousy nation. It's not the other way around. Even in a lousy nation, there can be great human beings. But if you create enough great human beings, there will be a great nation, correct?
Yeah.
That's all the effort is always. In that, small things which have not been attended to by anybody, but which is falling apart, like soil, falling apart. Fortunately, in just 2 years, we changed the narrative on the planet. See, in the COP events, the main environmental events, there was no mention of soil in COP 26, which is 2022. Right now, soil is the main theme. We shifted the narrative from oil to soil, which is a massive change. Policies are changing in many nations. Some of them have just adopted the policy that we offered them as is. Some of them have taken it in parts. India also taking in parts, making lots of changes now. The budgets are going into soil aspects now for the first time. And we have set up things like Kaveri calling, which is significantly changed the soil. You can't change the river condition without changing the soil condition. See, people think these are all separate things.
Yeah.
They're all the same thing, it's about life. So temples, because temple is a fulcrum of this Sanatana Dharma. Temple is not a place of prayer. It is a place which is created with there's a certain scientific process to it, you consecrate in a certain way for a certain purpose. Did you sit in Dhyana Linga?
Yes.
You go there without any instruction, you will become meditative. Just sit there. Don't take cameras and all. Simply sit there. Not knowing anything, you will become meditative. We told you sit there only for 15 minutes, but you'll sit there for an hour and come. It'll just naturally happen. Because that energy is like that, that's why it's called Dhyana Linga. Like this, there are many aspects. Do you go into the Devi temple?
Yes.
So you go there, I don't know how you went in, but many people come there not knowing anything, they just walk in, they burst into tears. Because the energy is like that there.
The energy, yeah.
So, this is a whole science of consecration. This is why so many varieties of deities. For different aspects of life, there are different deities. If your thing is about transformation and liberation, you go to Shiva temple. You're lacking love in your life, you go to Krishna temple. You lack peace in your life, you go to Rama temple. Like this they made because they were consecrated that way. And they created those personalities around that so that you can focus yourself that way. So this is a very scientific, development of a whole civilization as to how to enhance the human being. So if you give this up, if you destroy the temples, which is being done, because right now government clerks are doing puja. See, you can easily run a temple without a god. But you can't run a temple without a devotee. Devotee is the crux of a temple.
But is it discrimination against devotees? That's the claim, that we need to control because there's discrimination.
Arey, make a law, it cannot be discriminated. Hello? You make a law, no discrimination can happen, finish, no. You don't have to take it over. You've taken it over only for economic reasons.
You think the funds are being misused?
Use the properties. See, it is not even the British. When East India Company came, they took over the temples. It's a corporate. East India Company is a business house. They took the temples. Why do you think? Wealth, gold, diamonds. Even now you see Thiruvananthapuram temple, billions of dollars worth of gold.
The Padmanabha Swami.
Padmanabha Swami temple. You come from their part of you. So they were only interested in that. So you know how it came out of their hands? The British population, the Christian population protested, how can good Christians run pagan temples? So they gave it up. Can you believe this? And that same law you continue and you think you're doing service? No. You see temples are just slowly deteriorating because temple was not just never a place of worship and prayer. Nobody leads a prayer. Nobody told you must go and pray in the temple. This is all recent things. Otherwise, at least in South India, the instructions still remain. If you go to the temple, you must sit there for some time.
Yeah.
Because it's a certain energy place, you can charge yourself with a certain type of energy, specific to that deity. It's been created like that, all the processes around that are for that. You stay there and imbibe this and enhance your life somehow. This is the whole idea. Discriminations came later. Government can pass a law, nobody can be discriminated, anybody can go into the temple, finish, no. About only this community should do puja, there is no such thing. Start a college, Agama college. Start a Agama university where anybody can enroll, train, if they qualified, they can go and do puja. How long does it take? In 5 years' time, you can change the whole damn thing. For that, you take the temples and ruin it. Over in Tamil Nadu alone, over 500,000 acres of temple land is there. Is it in the hands of the temple?
No.
You know what is the income? There are 500,000 acres of land and some 1.2 crore square feet of built area for the temples. The income is 123 crores in a few years ago, what they announced. The income can be made 100 times more,
Yeah.
all right? So right now, all these lands are occupied by all kinds of people, usually people with political connections. Now if temples come into the community's hand, if they just pay the present market price, because they've built schools, colleges, homes, all kinds of things, we don't want to go and demolish that, you just pay the market price and keep it. The market price is paid, this will run into lakhs of crores. 11,999 temples in the year 2012, AIDMK government presents in the High Court that no lamp has been lit for 4.5 years in nearly 12,000 temples because they don't have money. You ask the local community, they light 100 lamps a day. Will they or not?
Yeah.
One lamp they're not able to light. This is killing of the whole civilization or not? Because this is a fulcrum. This is where art, music, culture, everything happened. This is not just about God. This is the only culture which is conscious that we make the gods. Everywhere else they've been made to believe God made them. This is a culture where we make the gods. Today you may be buying it, Ganapati festival comes. Normally everybody made their own Ganapati. I make my own Ganapati out of dough. You make it, worship him like he's